If you're lonely when you're alone, you're in bad company. Do you think that I count the days? There is only one day left, always starting over. It is given to us at dawn, and taken away from us at dusk. I'm going to smile, and my smile will sink down into your pupils, and heaven knows what it will become. Freedom is what we do with what is done to us. Better to die on one's feet than to live on one's knees. Freedom is what we do with what is done to us. Better to die on one's feet than to live on one's knees. Like all dreamers, I confuse disenchantment with truth. All that I know about my life, it seems, I have learned in books. Words are loaded pistols. Life has no meaning a priori, it is up to you to give it a meaning, and value is nothing but the meaning that you choose. The more sand that has escaped from the hourglass of our life, the clearer we should see through it. I am going to outlive myself. Eat, sleep, sleep, eat. Exist slowly, softly, like these trees, like a puddle of water, like the red bench in the streetcar. It is therefore senseless to think of complaining, since nothing for it has decided what we feel, what we live, or what we are. Smooth and smiling faces everywhere, but ruin in their eyes. Man is nothing else but what he makes of himself. I exist, that is all, and I find it nauseating. I suppose it is out of laziness that the world is the same day after day. Today it seemed to want to change. And then anything could happen. You must be like me, you must suffer in rhythm. I had found my religion, nothing seemed more important to me than a book. I saw the library as a temple. We do not know what we want, and yet we are responsible for what we are. That is the fact. Man is what he wills himself to be. Only the guy who isn't rowing has time to rock the boat. That God does not exist, I cannot deny. That my whole being cries out for God, I cannot forget. Existence is an imperfection. Every word has consequences. Every silence, too. To know what life is worth, you have to risk it once in a while. There is only one day left, always starting over. It is given to us at dawn, and taken away from us at dusk. Better a good journalist than a poor assassin. I exist. It is soft, so slow. And light. It seems as though it suspends in the air. It moves. As for me, I am mean. That means that I need the suffering of others to exist. A flame in their hearts. When I am all alone, I am extinguished. As far as men go, it is not what they are that interests me, but what they can become. Little flashes of sun on the surface of a cold, dark sea. I think that is the big danger in keeping a diary. You exaggerate everything. The individual's duty is to do what he wants to do, to think whatever he likes, to be accountable to no one but himself, to challenge every idea and every person. Anything would be better than this agony of mind, this creeping pain that gnaws and fumbles and caresses one, and never hurts quite enough. Nothingness lies coiled in the heart of being like a worm. Every existing thing is born without reason, prolongs itself out of weakness, and dies by chance. Life has no meaning, the moment you lose the illusion of being eternal. I'd come to realize that all our troubles spring from our failure to use plain, clear-cut language. Your judgment judges you and defines you. Once you hear the details of victory, it is hard to distinguish it from a defeat. Freedom is what you do with what's been done to you. I do not think, therefore I am a mustache. I wanted my own words, but the ones I use have been dragged through I don't know how many consciences. In football everything is complicated by the presence of the opposite team. Perhaps it's inevitable, perhaps one has to choose between being nothing at all, and impersonating what one is. To think new thoughts you have to break the bones in your head. It is only in our decisions that we are important. I said to myself, I want to die decently. He is always becoming, and if it were not for the contingency of death, he would never end. I confuse things with their names, that is belief. One could only damage oneself through the harm one did to others. One could never get directly at oneself. People are like dice. We throw ourselves in the direction of our own choosing. A madman's ravings are absurd in relation to the situation in which he finds himself, but not in relation to his madness. The consciousness that says I am is not the consciousness that thinks. What is important is not what happens to us, but how we respond to what happens to us. Once freedom lights its beacon in man's heart, the gods are powerless against him.